Very happy to be here. Before I went on this stage, I told myself 3 times, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, and I hope it will be okay. I also heard the presentation from Iris Latam, and I really loved it, and I decided to become raw today. So I'm very happy to share this with you. And yeah, I'm a vegan for 15 years now, and my take on veganism is that for me it really doesn't matter so much if it's healthy or not. I'm happy that it's healthy, but it's not my motivation. My motivation is to live in peace with other creatures, and even if a scientist, a credible scientist, would prove to me that I would live 10 years less because I'm vegan, I would still stay vegan. I don't think my life is that valuable that I should sacrifice other creatures for it. I think if I would live less, I would maybe would be better. And I think this human-centric approach that we are developing, that we want to live as long and as healthy as possible, is good as long as it doesn't come in the expense of others. And so to talk a little bit about what we're doing, we're an organization called Sadhana Forest, which works in India, in Haiti, and in Kenya. And we're a vegan organization. 100% of our food is vegan, and most of it is organic. And we are trying to do the work, our work, with many, many people from around the world, and give them this non-human-centric approach to life and to veganism, and to say, you know, just come and experience what it means to live in a vegan community. We're the only vegan community in India at the moment, and definitely in Kenya and in Haiti. We invite you all to come to Sadhana Forest and experience living in a vegan community, which I think is a very powerful experience, even for long-time vegans. And the work that we're doing together with the volunteers, so we host about 1,000 volunteers in India in a year, and that's a lot of people eating a lot of vegan food. You know, people can later choose if it's something that resonates with them or something that doesn't, and you know, they can choose to do whatever they like later. What we do is forestry. We plant trees that produce food, and that has a lot to do with veganism, because you want people to understand that we don't need a middleman. We don't need the animal to convert food for us. We can eat directly, and we're doing this on quite a large scale, planting dozens of thousands of trees that feed populations that otherwise are dependent on animal food, and providing long-term food security. So that's our aim, to provide long-term food security. In India, we are more concentrated on ecological restoration of the forest, and if you come to visit us, we're in Oroville, in Tamil Nadu, near Pondicherry. You can come and volunteer and experience our work. Maybe if you could go to the next one. So our vision is to create symbiosis between people and forests. And why symbiosis? Because, as I said, people are very human-centric, so they don't protect the tree. Okay. They don't protect the tree unless they get something out of it. Okay? That's the way we work. So we plant trees that produce food, so people get something out of it, and they have a motivation to protect the tree. You know that eating animal-based foods, guys, hello? Hi, it's just really disturbing. Thank you. Eating animal-based food is causing deforestation on a very big scale, and the main reason why we're slashing forests in the Amazon basin, the rainforest, and so on, is because we're eating a lot of animal-based foods. Next. You can see the areas in which we're cutting forests in the world, and many of those areas are related to animal grazing. For instance, this line between the Sahara and the forest is being grazed by animals, and the Sahara is moving south towards the south of Africa and consuming the forest. And that happens also in many other locations in Central Asia, in India, and in other places. In India, about 600 million people live on the edge of the forest. We have the largest population in the world that lives on the edge of the forest in this country. And this population is, because of animal-based food, is creating a huge pressure on the forests and reducing that. Next. So, Sadna Forest is a sustainable living community. Veganism is part of it, but there are many other parts, like building from local and natural materials. As you can see, we have volunteers, as I told you, from all over India and all over the world. A vegan organic kitchen. Rocket stoves, which are a sustainable way to burn wood. You have less firewood, you have more forests. Animals, wild animals are protected more. It's all interconnected. The way you cook and the way you behave to animals are one. We are totally off the grid. Our 3 projects in India, Haiti, and Kenya are totally off the grid and using solar energy. We have, when it's very cloudy, we use another resource that we have a lot, is young and powerful people. So we have some examples are here in the crowd. This is a human-powered generator where we generate 0.5 kilowatt per hour. Next. You can see the vegetation. This was a barren land when we started, and now it's a vegetated piece of land. Next. Next. These are different ways of conserving water, like swales. We do a lot of water conservation on a very large scale, and I invite you to come and experience and learn with us. And if you would like to help implement this in other places. So our specialty is reforestation of arid lands, okay? So the veganism really completes this, okay? Because a lot of this land has become arid because of animal-based foods, okay? So it's a cycle. Next. This is the swale after the rain has come, and you can see how much, just by keeping the water on the land, how much vegetation has come, how much wildlife has come back. When we first came to Sadna Forest 11 years ago, there was not a single bird. We couldn't spot a single bird. Now we have, in a tree count, in an area of 12 acres, we have 53 species of birds. Okay? Thank you. Gabions, another way to stop water on the land. Yeah, we can go on. Yeah, so what our volunteers actually do, what will you do when you're inside the forest? You'll plant trees, you'll do digging. It's very manual work, very satisfying work. It's practical. We think that, restoration of land, restoration of habitats for animals is not something to philosophize on, to think, something to do. And everybody can do it. The nursery, this is the nursery. Next. We developed a new way of planting trees. I won't go very technical into it because this is about being vegan and vegetarian, not about planting trees. But we've developed a method of tree planting that is reducing the labor and the amount of water that is needed dramatically, and enables people to plant trees in areas where it's very difficult to do that with a very high survival rate, above 80%. So if you want to know more about replenishing forests and growing food in forests, you're welcome to come. I would like to show you a short film of 2 minutes, I think, and then we'll continue.